This is Kina, and you're listening to Piano Tunes Radio. Thanks for joining us today, whoever you are.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. And of course, as soon as I start the stream, we get the ads for the game. So I'm just going to try and switch that out really quickly. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. There we go. Hold on. There we go. All right. Now we're really starting the stream with smooth jazz in the background and not crazy radio ads. So I hope you can all hear me, because otherwise that would have been really funny. Yep. Okay. Hello. Hope you're all doing well today on this fine Saturday afternoon. For me, it is incredibly cold where I am. Definitely the coldest it's been maybe all year, if not at least a top 5 cold day. But I hope you're all doing well. Let's take a look at the chat here. No Mercy's in the chat. Hello, No Mercy. Brian Cameron says, hey, Steve, it's been a minute. I hope you're doing well, Brian. And hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. Joy's in the house, too. What? Have fun prepping those veggies. Hope your phone doesn't die, but if it does, it's not the end of the world. And Chris is in the house. Hello, hello. BL, what up? And Creepy Puppets. Speaking French in the chat. Voulez-vous établir de la ville de Derby? Oh, yeah, we'll do Derby soon. But I think that is in the north of the map. But I actually can't show you the north of the map because I have recorded a video over there and I don't want to spoil it. But I haven't had time to edit it yet. I was hoping to get some editing done on yesterday, which was Friday, I guess. Yeah, my day just kind of got out of hand, so I didn't get the editing done for that video. But yeah, I'm hoping to have it out next week. But let's see, JMWZ is in the house too. What up? It's great to hear from you as well, JMWZ. Hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. And we are in the skiing resort town of Castle Mountain. And I gotta say, it was really funny. I was just watching Flyvox's video of doing a ski resort build. And it seems like there's a bit of a theme going on right now in the Skylines 6 with some ski resorts and whatnot. I saw Thunder did a mountain lodge as well. So, you know, this is it's kind of fun. Like a unprompted theme in the Skylines 6 lately, which is really, really enjoyable. BL says, I don't have hot cocoa, but you're enjoying some tea. Oh, that's awesome. What kind of tea? I'm not the biggest tea drinker, but I gotta say, green tea with honey is an elite drink. I know it might be controversial. I'm not sure if the avid tea drinkers think honey and tea is not the best, but especially you know, when your voice isn't doing too good, honey in the tea is very good. Creepy Puppet said French is their primary language. Well, hello, welcome. I won't be speaking too much French, if any French, in today's video, but welcome. So let's kind of just take a quick look around the map, and we'll take a look at what we've been doing lately, because we've been pretty much building out over in this far corner of the map, and we've been building this fairly large town of Castle Mountain, which is kind of situated, or Castle Valley, I forget which one we chose, but it's kind of situated, whoa, there we go, lost myself right there for a second, kind of situated right on the edge of the city, kind of tucked away on this side of the mountain from Joy's area of Hope, when Joy did a guest build in the city over here. So it's kind of just tucked away on the edge. And oh my gosh, ads again. All right. Which one? Classic? There we go. Getting back-to-back ads. Hey, Flyvox. Welcome. I was just saying that I was watching your skiing video, and very funny that we've been doing skiing videos simultaneously. So a bit of a theme in the Skyline 6. So yeah, this is our skiing resort town, kind of modeled after Whistler, British Columbia, but just the themes. We're not kind of copying anything or anything like that. But yeah, so we have some cool hotels out this way. The Sparkling Rainbow Unicorn Park. We got our beaver tail stands, which is over here. Oh, yeah, right over here. Grab a beaver tail, which is a Canadian treat, which is just some fried dough with sugar. But it's everywhere in any Canadian winter-themed festival or something like that. But we did a lot these last few episodes. We even brought a road out this way, which I have since been told the trick. I forgot what the trick was to the pedestrian zones. If you kind of just leave little islands of pedestrian zone activity, which would be this one over here that we need to kind of work on, which is, oh wait, it's all the way down there. So it's over here. Yes, this is the button I need to click to get to the policies to deliver everything. And if we have deliver everything on, then we shouldn't need this road connecting up these two here. I kind of like the road that connects up this hotel in this area over here. It kind of makes sense. It's on the edge of the ski resort. But I also like this road that kind of runs up to here as well. So I don't mind leaving that one. But I'm going to take out this road here because it just kind of cuts right across a bunch of the ski resorts. And I hope that this is going to be okay. But yeah, we'll just take this out. And look at that. I'm glad that these buildings still work here. I'm just going to reshift this one a little bit so that it's kind of shows that it's the end of the little road here. Maybe we pull it back a little bit further, and we'll add in a bit of dirt. But in today's episode, today's live stream, we are going to be kind of continuing the same theme a little bit, a bit more onto the edge of the city, kind of getting a few, minor things in and about the area. But let me know if the music's too loud or anything. Whoops, wrong button as well. So will be good to know because it's the audio would be a little different on your end than it is on my end. So we're gonna delete all this road all the way up to here, and hopefully now we should have a really clean and easy little teeny zone up here to hang out in. And we'll leave this path to show that people can walk up here, which is quite a long way, but also maybe trucks do use this road in the summer to maintain the buildings up here as well. There we go. Thanks, Flyvox, for letting me know the audio levels are good. And I'm just going to take a quick look at the chat while we are hiding up here in the mountains looking down on Castle Valley. Oh, hello, U.S. Bureau of Employment History. Happy time zones to everyone indeed. Hope you're doing well. And JMWZ says that no ads unless the ad revenue does appear in the city budget. That would be really cool if that was somehow a mechanic in the game, that the more ads you let play on the radio, the more money you would get. I think that'd be really cool. Townsend Hammond says, can you pinpoint my airport town name suggestion of Bessemer? We actually already have some airports pinned out, but we'll talk about that in the next episode. I've already kind of recorded the next episode, and I discussed that, so we'll have to save that for another time. And suggestion to have a bot read the chat. Ooh, I don't know how to set that up, but maybe I can look into it in the future. Have a nice day, Flyvox. Thanks for popping in the chat. All right, so quick little note here. My throat has been not doing the best. I feel like I'm about to get sick, so I guess I need that tea and honey like I talked about earlier. So yeah, if you hear my voice kind of crackle a little bit, that is definitely why. And yeah, so I want to work out this way today because we talked about maybe getting another ski slope over here or something like that will connect down into this pocket over here. And these buildings got really tall. I guess I never made them historical, but that's okay. Yeah, because this is one of the major ski lifts that goes up to this area over here, oh, that's the one we just fixed. And we also have a couple ski lines that run out this way. So I was thinking maybe we could get another one out this way, but I don't really want to do too much more like dense building. this will be much more rural, but I wouldn't mind getting another one of these ski lifts somewhere over here. I also think it'd be really cool to get another hotel out this way, much more into the forest. And then that's going to mean that we're going to need to redo this whole road through here, particularly this level crossing. This level crossing has been something that I placed in when I didn't really know the size of the town. So we're going to need to put the road underneath the rail. And I think that's what we're going to start with because there's a lot more train traffic than I anticipated. There is a huge wait downtown at the downtown station for the train. So yeah, there's a lot of trains running now. So let's start off with this and we'll do a couple road tweaks. This intersection's flowing okay, although there are trees in the road. So that's something. There we go. It's not the best. Like what's going on here? I thought I would have made the TMPE situation here a little bit better. So I was thinking about maybe making this one a roundabout. It would probably make more sense than what we have it at. I think this was just a very, very quick kind of intersection there. But this one I don't mind. I don't mind how we have this kind of diversion over here, especially if we start building out this way. I'm going to slow down the speed of this road. And especially if we remove the level crossing here, that should definitely help with the traffic flow. The only other traffic implication we really have is this intersection here, which I don't want to change. But we may need to make it into a roundabout or something, and I might bring a road out off of this intersection into this direction in the future, which is why it looks so empty. So yeah, let's start out over here and deal with this road situation. So I'm going to pause the game here. We're going to delete pretty much right up to about there, maybe even this road here. And we are, whoa, it's lagging. There we go. I should probably actually make this bridge section, no, sorry, an elevated section. That would be easier to do now than later. And now we can grab our little road connection, which we can easily bring underneath now. So we can just do something simple like that. And then we can curve it around a bit sharper and connect up again. Okay, and then we'll just use move it. And we'll grab these two road nodes and we'll set them to the same height first, and then we'll lower it down. What? What the heck? Oh no. I'm messing up. I'm messing up. There we go. Oh my goodness. How embarrassing. But there we go. So we got, that's level enough, or sorry, that's a good enough height. And now we just need to level it out using the best road mod in the game, Network Multi-Tool. And we'll just slope it out to about there. 4.5% is fine for that. And then from this one, we'll just slope all the way out to about there. And we should be down to like 2. Oh yeah, 1.7. That's pretty good. And that should really help with the traffic situation out over here now. And I don't really mind the road being a little bit curved and more rural, but this one we might switch up a little bit down the line. Okay, so let's switch out this intersection first too. Always good to start off with the road connections. And I do think a roundabout is the best bet for this situation. It just seems like there's too much cross traffic flow to have like a light or like a light with a couple slip lanes or something like that. So I just think a roundabout is definitely the situation to go for here. And we'll leave this being 2 lanes on this side, and we'll keep the lane structure that we currently have. All right, so looks like there's some pavement left over. We'll just take this out. There we go. And then we'll make a very simple roundabout. Now I don't have the roundabout builder, auto builder, but I'll just make one really simply like this. So we'll go about 6 units. We'll do that. Oh, mistake right off the bat, of course. going to be a theme of today, apparently. And then 4 units out on either side, and we should be good to go. All right, so then we'll just make a very simple roundabout. Now, this is very rural, so I'm going to use the highway roundabout tools, I think. Or, sorry, the highway roads for the roundabout. Because I don't really see anyone really walking out this way, but maybe we anticipate building or development in the future. And we go with that. That would be probably good for us to do.
Old music for old listeners.
Okay, so we'll just go with... I'm glad that wasn't an ad. I was getting worried that I was going to have to switch the roads again. Or the radio again. But yeah, we'll just make this really simply like this. And I'll just finish up the roundabout, connect it up, and then I'll take a look at the chat because I see it moving off the corner of my eye. Probably shouldn't have done that, if I remember correctly. But we'll just leave that last one in just in case. And then we'll just connect up. Might need to back this up a little bit further to get a better angle of approach. There we go. And we'll grab this road, which I really like this road with a painted median. I think it flows really nicely. All right. That's fine. Okay, and then we're just going to use the rural road here, which maybe we should just upgrade this whole road over to here. Now, this intersection is the same thing that we just deleted, but it's not as important right now, so we're not going to really touch that one today. Yeah, we can just connect up this pretty much straight on. See, yeah, I should have left the nodes there. Oh gosh, that's okay. And then maybe we upgrade this piece of road here to a 4-unit road, and we'll keep the kind of same width of the road, and we'll go with this 4-lane road with the sidewalks, and we'll just do this. And probably should have deleted it. Probably should have done a lot more before this to prep for this, but that's okay. Make sure it's all the same height, and we're just going to need to bring this in a little bit further. Okay, and then we will grab this node here and just connect it right in. And we will just set it up with TMPE really quickly and remove all of the nonsense with the roads. So let's go dedicated turning lanes on each one. Guess we can delete this now. And we will set this up, hold and shift. And then we'll take out the crosswalks in the middle, because that's not necessary. And is it close enough to being circular? Yeah, I would say so. Okay. Much nicer, and hopefully things flow a little bit smoother as well through here. Now we can just decorate it as well, and I think I'll just kind of do something like this to kind of just fill out the area a little bit and keep the theme of big forest. And then what we'll do is probably just kind of throw in a couple smaller trees manually in the middle with some of these little bush guys. Okay, and a couple more of these smaller trees, and maybe a bigger tree or two, probably a pine tree. All right, something really simple like that, and traffic is flowing much smoother. So let's just throw the video into a bit of a cool little spot here, and then I'll take a look at the chat. No Mercy says, hope it's getting soon without you actually getting sick. Yeah, I hope so. I've been kind of fighting off a bit of a cold for a little while now, but maybe it caught up with me this week. I don't know. And BL says tea and honey or ginger and lemon. Ah, yes. Those are good elements to have in tea for this situation. And Godboko says jasmine green tea with honey. Okay. Much appreciated, everyone. And Roger Play City says growing pains of a tourist town. Yeah, tons of traffic flow into these towns. And, you know, it's not like there's surges or anything like that we can kind of planned for. But we do have a really solid transit network into here, but maybe we need to run like a dedicated like express bus into one of the other towns to kind of help with a lot of the traffic, because we're kind of seeing that there's a lot of traffic coming from the right of the screen, which is from the highway. So that's probably out of town traffic or traffic coming from the city, but that's where the train goes, so we can't really do much more than that. But all the traffic coming in from the left of the screen is coming in from some of the smaller towns. So that is probably something that we could help with a bus. But we'll see. And then Silas says we need a Super 2 highway connecting Barbersville and Beaconsfield. Oh man, super highways. We're gonna be building in the north of the map soon, so we'll take a look at where the highways could go, or having, or at least larger road networks. And U.S. Bureau of Employment History says that this is a very natural feeling. Yeah, I think that this is flowing pretty good so far. And JMWZ said maybe the underpass and the slope sections were already built as a national road, while the unchanged part are still the normal roads, waiting to be upgraded later. Yeah, that would make sense, especially with the use of, I'm just going to move the screen. Yeah, especially with the use of these rural roads. Definitely shows like a good transition, because like this has clearly been upgraded recently, and these ones haven't, and I guess there's not really need at this point. But look at the traffic flow through here. Holy cow. It's always fun to use the varying roads to kind of tell the story of the development of the town. But people can walk on these, which is really, really convenient, even though it doesn't look like there's sidewalks. People do, and no one is, because it's so far away from everything. And okay, so let's dive back into the video here, because we need to start thinking about this road in particular, all the way through here. This one I'm gonna pretty much leave for now, because it's pretty solid, and next time we'll touch it as if we do development out over here. But I guess a couple things I didn't show at the end of last episode. Whoa, bit of a jump there. Is I just kind of threw on a bunch of houses and stuff. Okay, well, this wasn't here when I started. This giant commercial building in the middle of nowhere. Definitely don't need that. But I just kind of went through and checked out a bunch of the services. So like we have a police station out over here. There's really a lack of police out this way in Death Care. So I threw together a bunch of houses kind of sporadically throughout this area. And again, another huge commercial building where there really shouldn't be. Yeah, so I thought that kind of having these houses along this road kind of helped fill it out a little bit more, particularly over here as well. And it, I think what I said in the second video in this little mini series was that they diverted the original road because of the train, which was over here. So maybe some housing developments got put up over top of it. I think the original road came down through here, and they couldn't redo it because of the factory that was going on and the traffic involving it. So they diverted around, and some development in the maybe 30s, 40s, 50s happened along the highway over here. But the town really spawned in due to the tourist attractions on the other side of the rail tracks, which caused this traffic issue. But let's dive back over here where we have our Santa's, what's it called? The Santa Claus Workshop. Heck yeah. But it's the summer, so it's not really a main tourist attraction at the moment. And then we also have the sleigh rides, which again, it's the summer, so there's not, there shouldn't be too many people using this, even though there are, and we're using poor reindeer to pull these sleighs apparently. I'm just gonna pull this back a little bit, and I see that there's still a path connection on the road here. That's good. And we have this parking lot over here. Whoa, there we go. For the cars, although maybe we think about extending it a little bit. At least what we should do is add in another pedestrian path. This will be very helpful in showing that people can actually walk alongside of this. And we'll just go a little bit further to this house. There we go. That's a lot nicer. And we could technically add in another parking lot as well, which might be nice. So where is the parking lots again? They are... Oh, wrong one. Is it this one? Yes, there we go. So we could throw this one in. But we could try and make it pavement, or sorry, dirt. We'll see if the surface painter will influence, or it'll be, you know, go over top of this, and it does. Very good. I know the painted lines are still there, but that's okay. And then what we'll do is we'll just kind of cover up the little edges right here along the road, which is a very busy road, my goodness, with dirt as well. And we'll take out this side here and maybe run a fence or two. Okay. And, you know, of course, some extra detailing would also look very nice. So we'll use some pine trees because that way it's a bit more themed with the holiday season. And by pulling it back off the road too, we can kind of like hide it a little bit further too, which is nice with these pine trees. And we don't necessarily need a fence either if we use the pine trees appropriately. But I will throw in a small little farm fence right on the other side of the, or this is a nature reserve fence, of the parking lot. There we go. What the heck is this? Personal electric transpo. I don't think I've ever seen that. And they just park it there? That is awesome. Oh gosh, that's funny. Okay, I'm just gonna take a quick look at the chat here because I see that Raid Kitty's here. Hello, Raid. Hope you're doing well today. Happy Saturday. Hope your day went well yesterday. And yeah. Oh, Raid said that getting their hair done and cooking at the moment. That sounds pretty awesome. Hope you're having a good time. And Silas says we need a ghost town on this map. Oh, that'd be pretty cool. And No Mercy says, oh, talking about Raid's hair. There we go. And okay, so let's dive back in. We're gonna start doing the what's it called? The resort now, and the main focus of the build, because I've kind of gotten comfortable with this live stream at this point, and we are going to go with this. So I want to use one of the hotels, and we're gonna use a hotel that we've actually already used in this town, but that's okay, because it's just too good not to use. And it's the nature reserve, or the mountain lodge. It just looks too much like a ski resort. When I'm thinking of this kind of build, I'm thinking of like that hotel you see in like an 80s ski movie, you know, and everyone's at the at the same hotel on winter break or something. And you know, there's the antagonist of the movie challenging the young up and comer who's never been skiing to like a ski battle or something. Classic 80s theme. I'm thinking that kind of hotel would look like this. So that's the theme we're gonna roll with. So we're gonna start off just by kind of leveling out the terrain a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but just enough to kind of get us a bit of building space around it and parking, because that will definitely be important for a place like this, especially an 80s themed ski resort. So I think I'm gonna actually use the industrial road for this, because I'm sure that this is heavily plowed in the winter, which would mean that the road would look a little bit more scratched up, right? So that would make sense. I was watching a TV show the other day, and I was commenting about how good the roads looked, and it's because it's in an area that, well, my thought was, it's probably because it's in an area that doesn't have snowplows, because my gosh, the roads, they just redid some roads around my place, and they're already looking all rough because of all the snowplows all the time. Okay. They really tear up the road, and also the salt that they use, and the sand, and the grit. definitely hurts the niceness of roads. Let's pull this back a little bit further, make it look a little bit more clean. All right. Not loving how this looks right there, but I'm sure we can get it straightened out. Quite literally and figuratively. All right. Yeah, that slope isn't too bad either, up this hill. I think we should go down right there. So I'm going to level it out with the network multi-tool. From this point to this point here. 1%. That's awesome. And we're actually just going to make sure that this is all at the same height as that. There we go. So I'm going to be going, I'm going to try and make the stream go for about 2 hours, maybe slightly over, depending on what we're doing. We're about half an hour in, so we got an hour and a half left. But yeah, okay, so we have this right here. I'm thinking that the parking lot should probably go right at the end of the road. And that way maybe you can park at the hotel for the day and use the ski slopes and whatnot. So we're, again, going with the theme of our large parking lots because people will travel here for just the day to use the ski slopes. We will use a larger parking lot than it would appear is necessary. So let's just level out the terrain right around here. And then we'll smooth it out afterwards. But we're going to use these parking lots here now. And we'll go with something like a 6x8 or something like that. We'll definitely try a couple parking lots out to see what actually works. And you know what? I really like the way this one looks. I kind of don't know off by heart what each asset I have downloaded looks like, but this one seems like it's actually a really good fit. If you kind of slide it like that, we could even fit in a couple other smaller ones. Like if we go like a 5x1 here, that'd be cool. I'm just going to put the camera in a better position and try not to move it as much. That is definitely a habit that I'm trying to fix, which I thought I was getting really good at a few months ago, but after not playing for a little while, whoops, see, I just did it again. I definitely lost the touch of it. So we'll roll with this one again. This is the smaller version, which might be a little bit too big. Yeah, it is. Well, maybe we don't need this one then. And we go with 2 of the other ones, and hopefully that should fit properly. Yeah, particularly when I'm doing the speed builds portion of the video, I try not to move the camera as much because I know I'm going to throw it into like 10 speed, which if there's too much camera movement, that's just not a good viewing experience, right? So I'm going to line it up with this one instead of the other side. And that should look a little bit nicer. Yeah. And what we'll do is we'll just throw in probably a couple bushes. That would... Actually, you know what? We'll go with a rock. Okay, that's too big. But right here. Oftentimes, in wintry settings, rocks are used like this to define borders because when it's really, really snowy, you can't see where the edge of the roads are and stuff like that, right? But rocks will demarcate where the edge of pavements are or something like that, or the start of like a different type of road so that the plows can kind of see it in the snow. Okay, so we'll just level out, whoops. We are just going to level out this a little bit further, just to kind of get a cleaner look on the pavement there. And then what we'll do is get a fence around the whole area. And we're going to use the farm fence because, shouldn't be moving the camera so much. Because the nature reserve fence, because it just doesn't look like it's as upkept. And I think that is the kind of fence that we would need in this situation. All right. Maybe we go over here as well. To about there, and then we'll bring this one right into the rocks. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now we can picture the a Ford Bronco pulling up in the 1980s themed movie, parking here, and all the colorful jacket people getting out with their snowboards and going towards the mountain, right? So I don't know. Ford Bronco's the first car that came to my mind when I was thinking of those kinds of movies. But let's take a look at the chat here. I'll turn the camera to a better angle. So just gotta catch up where I was. And Joy says ski battle with an 80s dance off. See, it can't be an 80s movie without a dance off at some point, right? So I guess at the end of the ski, after the antagonist and the protagonist have their ski battle, it's got to be a dance off. They'll make up. They'll have like a handshake that gets zoomed in on, and they'll have a dance off right after that. So if there's a movie like that, let me know, because I could go for an 80s ski movie tonight. I was actually watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and they did like a basically this exact situation where they were making fun of 1980 ski movies, and they did a ski episode. It's just watch out for the rating on that episode if you are watching it. I'm gonna move on really quickly, Creepy Puppet said, je ne sais pas de fouiller ici, mais quel emploi pouvez-vous trouver avec un diplôme? So you're asking about history in university. Well, there's lots of jobs that you can get with a history degree out of university. We've talked about that before. And No Mercy says, yeah, the salt is pretty bad generally, in my opinion. It makes cars rust, literally salts the otherwise fertile ground. It's bad for pet paws and for shoes too. Yes, it really is. Kevin, my dog Kevin, when he's walking on the roads, he always tries to walk on the snowbanks because he doesn't want to walk on the salt, which is really good. Good for the boy to realize that the salt isn't very good for him. And Joy is just eating breakfast, and then you're gonna cook. Very good to hear. But hope the cooking went well. And I'm glad you mentioned the dance battle, because it can't be an 80s movie without a dance battle. And Kirby Puppets asked if the Saguenay is popular with tourists. I'm not 100% sure about that. I've never been to the Saguenay as a tourist, but it's a bit cold to go in the winter and very buggy in the summers, like tons of bugs. And Raid Kitty says lava rock is a great alternative to salt. I mean, I would guess so. It would definitely melt the snow if there was literal lava. Maybe that's what's happening with the some of the roads in places with volcanoes. They can melt the roads with lava. That'd be funny. Although there's some places that use heated sidewalks and stuff in Canada. I guess they run like hot water underneath the sidewalks. I'm not exactly sure how it works, or maybe it's electric, and it keeps the pedestrian paths pretty clear, which is really really good. And Townsend Hammond says, can you explain why Quebec hasn't renamed their English towns names to French? Well, Quebec is, while it is a primarily French province, there are a lot of Anglophones, and a lot of towns are, especially closer to the American border and the Ontario border, have a lot more Anglophones than towns that are much more deep into Quebec. And there's also First Nations as well in Quebec that don't necessarily speak French. Okay, so let's add some dense forest coverage in this little pocket to kind of really isolate the area. But we're going to run a pedestrian path, probably from this corner here up to here, which we can then maybe branch off up into this parking lot, because that'll be our pedestrian connections between the town, the different ski slopes, and this one here. But then we will look into the actual mountain lodge itself. So we're going to go with a paved one, mainly for the purpose of traffic flow, I guess, or, you know, the amount of people that would be using this. Whoops. That I would think that the city would maybe put a paved road between the resort over here. Maybe it has like a really good steakhouse or something like that. Okay, so we'll just swing this out over here. And then here, we're going to use our rock trick again. So because we're going pavement to pavement here, perhaps on a snowy day, you wouldn't really know where the parking lot ends. So we're going to grab some rocks, and we're going to quite literally block where a car could theoretically drive. And now the car would know that that is not actually a continuation of the path, and it is instead something else. Okay, and with that connection there, we're just going to drag another one from about here over to here, but this one's going to be dirt, but we're going to use the nature reserve path with lights, and we're not going to connect it up because I don't want the node that kind of fuses the two road types together. Don't love it, but that's okay. And we are going to have to remove the fence here because I kind of want to slide right in there. Maybe we go like this instead. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to delete this fence. And look at that. That's actually really convenient. I was thinking I might need to rebuild it, but we can just use move it here to grab the node. There we go. And we'll just swing this one right in like this. Okay, very good. And then we have an extra connection into this parking lot for pedestrians. And maybe if you're walking over to the ski slopes, which maybe we could just get an extension right into here, which would make sense. Maybe, perhaps. Let's game plan this out a little bit. You're staying at this lodge, and you know, you're fed up with the antagonist of the 80s movie, you know, controlling this ski slope. So you want to go and have a good time, a good montage with your friends. And so you walk the arduous path over to this ski slope, or even this one, where you actually have the fun time with your friends until the antagonist realizes that you're not there anymore and they go and try to find you or something like that. I didn't plan exactly I didn't exactly plan a 80s movie theme with this, but I'm going to roll with it. And might need to find an 80s movie to watch tonight. Okay. This looks pretty smooth, actually. I like this connection here, too. Let's just try and blend this a little bit better. So I think we're going to need a couple little bushes here. Or maybe we go with a couple flowers or something. Yeah, let's cover the bathrooms here with some flowers. That's always nice to do around the bathrooms. Okay, very good. And now we have our pedestrian connections over to our 80s hotel, which is awesome. And all right. So what else do we need over here? We have our parking lot. I think maybe what we need is actually a couple more parking lots, but just on the other side of the road, because I just feel like it's a bit empty and I don't want to do too many buildings on the other side of it. But I would think that they would have parking lots, just something like this, nothing too crazy. And we have an ad, so time to switch up the music. And let me know in the chat which kind of music you want me to play next. But I'm going to put on 90s pop radio.
At Banhammer Bank.
Oh, there's an ad. Oh, my goodness.
With your money, because it's with your money that we can make you more money.
Okay, whatever this one is. Paradise Radio, okay. I was hoping for the 90s one. But that's okay. But let me know if there is a music you want to put on next. So next time we hit an ad, I'll throw that music type on. Okay, so let's just get this parking lot done, and then we can continue on with the skiing aspects of the build. All right, perfect. And we're just going to add in a few details here, like some foliage. I gotta say though, this is some quality tunage. Let's go with a bit of color too. All right. Very good. Very simple lodge with a really nice steakhouse, apparently. And let's read the chat here because I see that there's a few things happening in the chat. Okay. I gotta say that these tunes are awesome, though. We're talking about Kevin and the salty paws. Yeah, salt and dog's paws do not mix. They crack and they get all sore, and the dog licks them, and then you gotta put some ointment on, and the dog doesn't like the ointment, and so they lick off the ointment, and you're like, it's just a full circle kind of situation. And BL says some love to Kevin. I'll give him some hugs later for you. And Ray Kitty says, no, I'm serious. Places I know used to use it. It makes it dirty. Oh, really? So they grind up the lava rock, and they use it. I guess I would add like grit to the roads. They use sand and gravel here mixed in with salt, and that kind of adds the grit. But they run the street sweepers in the spring to get it all off because it is disgusting. Like right now, all the snowbanks are covered in gravel and stuff because it's been melting and freezing and melting and freezing. So there's been tons of gravel and salt and sand thrown onto the snowbanks everywhere. So it's real gross out in February and March out in Canada, unless you get some fresh snow to cover it up. And No Mercy says, I'm trying to avoid the obvious Iceland comments. Yeah, I was trying to too, but funny how that's the first thing you think of when you think of volcanoes. And Townsend Hammond says, will you establish the counties for this series? Likely not. Not in this series. And No Mercy says, there seems to be an 80s movie director hidden deep inside Cities by Steven. I guess so. I always really enjoy fun films and stuff. And there's a classic trope of the 1980s comedy movie, right? Like the college movie. And something I just really love that kind of film. Very similar to the kind of trope of like the late 90s, early 2000s, like American Pie kind of college movies. I feel like there's a solid continuation between the 80s versions of those movies and the early 2000s versions, and they don't really make those kind of movies anymore. And gotta say, I really like those movies. They're very funny. And Chris says, just put the live stream on my TV. I never did that before, but it's actually looking great on TV. Hey, that's awesome. I don't really have... oh, we got an ad. I don't really have the highest settings for the visuals of this game on right now. So I'm glad it's looking good on the TV. Silas says, even better, use royalty-free music over the chat. Yeah, I was thinking about using my own music, but I never really listened to these in-game songs, so I was thinking that it would be fun to use. But let me know which music to throw on the chat, or what radio station to use next time in the chat.
That's why our
oh my gosh, another ad. You know what? We're gonna deal with the ad for this moment here. Because I really want to listen to this channel. I've never listened to this channel before. So I'm going to go quiet here and we're going to listen to this ad.
Most valuable camera is the one that you're afraid to take outside. Vault Tech, only the best.
Okay, I think the ads are over. That didn't take long.
Hey y'all, this is Tina.
Never mind.
I want to share a pro tip I learned from my girl GK. Peck snack. That's it. It's simple. It rhymes. Prepare for the hunger attack. choice, but it's not nice. These are Hungry Times, listener. But we've got some 90s pop for you coming right up, so stay tuned.
Okay, I'm glad we're actually getting the 90s pop now. Okay, never heard that app before. And we're gonna swap directions of the pavement here because the lights were on the wrong side. So we're gonna need to redo this one as well. All the way here. It would be nice to kind of get the other side, the lights on the other side, for some continuity. Okay, and now we have a bit of a gap here, which we could throw a couple things in. Whoa. I think we might just kind of cover it with some trees and stuff, because I was thinking, like, could we throw in like some sort of bathroom or something like that? And I don't know if that's kind of the vibe. But you know what? This is a pretty long little road here. We could throw on like an access point to like a hiking trail, and that could be really cool. So if we go to our nature reserve here, we could throw one of these ones down. Yeah, this would be awesome. We'll pull it back so that we have a bit more space here. And we're on the other side of the road from the lights too, so that's always good to see. And we're gonna need a name for this resort, and we'll make it the name of the nature reserve. So we're gonna need a name in the chat here, folks. All right. I might as well include this path here in whatever we're gonna do, in case I want to throw down like a gazebo or something like that to really pump up the rating of it, I guess. All right. So this, I think we'll get a couple paths running up and around, but for now I'll just fill out this whole area here with things, and maybe we even run a. Oh, I'm lagging. There we go. We run a sneaky path down into here. Okay, this should work out pretty good. And what we'll do is we'll grab a node controller, and we'll, right here, we'll click this node, and we'll make it a crossing. Very cool. And notice that's at the top of the area here, so any cars turning in don't need to necessarily worry about the pedestrian crossing. And then what we'll do is we'll have a side gate for the nature reserve right here. And we'll put it over on this side, so it looks a little bit cleaner with the dirt coverage and stuff. Then we'll just run a very simple nature reserve path with decorations right up to here, and pretty much nothing on it. This is just for extra parking into the area, but it does mean that we're going to need a pedestrian path right here to continue out this way. So I think what I'll do is I'll just run it very simply like that, and we'll curve it out to about here, where we can then connect it up with this one here. And then from that point, we can then get into the mountains, which I'm not sure where we're going to go yet. So we'll just leave it at that for now. But off of this intersection here, we will run our path over to this side, where we then can meet up with our original plan with the path. Nope, there we go. And what I'll do is I'll just grab this with Move It, and we'll blend this together a little bit better. That's pretty good. All right, a big node right here is fine, but let's get a couple huge trees. That'd be really cool. Some of these larger pine trees. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so then right here, maybe we can have some sort of little hut or something. Could go with one of these smaller cabins, or the Nature Reserve Museum. Maybe this would be like a wedding venue or something, or maybe this is the dance hall for the 80s movie. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm really stoked on this now. 1980s movie dance hall. Maybe this is the steakhouse as well. Set it to the same height. Yeah, okay, this looks really good. Gotta say, this building is quite nice. This is definitely the dance hall for the 80s movie. This is where the accumulation of the movie, the climax of the film takes place in this music hall. But let's grab our little path, or let's go with the path. I think that'll be a little bit cleaner. And what I'll do is I'll just use some dirt paths here to kind of indicate that people do walk this way. And then right here as well, we're going to need our node snapping off. Very good. And then maybe I can sneak another path right here to here. And then right here to here. There we go. That looks a lot nicer. All right. So now we need to kind of smooth some things out a little bit because we have an awkward hitbox. Oh my goodness, words aren't coming out of my mouth properly today. So awkward hitboxes, you can just smooth it out like that a little bit, and like a 90-degree angle hitbox, not the best. Then we can smooth this out over here. Much nicer. All right, but we still didn't fix our problem of this little gap here, and I think we just need to have like a bit of like a hot chocolate stand for the winter or something like that. And pretty simply enough, I think there's a couple of cool props we could use. This could work. It says ice cream now, but that's probably just because it's the summer. And we have hikers and stuff, which would definitely appreciate a good ice cream, you know? Okay. Is there a door over here? There's a door right there, but there's not a door over here. Okay. Very good. And I don't want to get too close to this, but I will use some flowers to kind of fill in the gap between the concrete because they don't blend together very well. Okay, and then we'll use a couple smaller trees, or we'll use some flower trees to kind of continue the continuity of the flower theme. All right, looking good. Oh, I got another ad. Okay. Any music suggestions in the chat? No, there wasn't. Okay, we will just roll with a different one then. And we'll go with the jazz again. And BJ46 says that this should be called Juniper Bluffs, and I like that. Okay, very good. So it has quite a lot of entertainment value, so we just need people, but that'll come with time. But pretty solid. I think this is I don't know if we really need to do much more at all with this area. Except for maybe that gazebo that I mentioned. That would be nice in this little pocket right here. So yeah, gazebo, there we go. Right here, and I'm just going to turn it so that the entrance to the gazebo is right in this little corner, and we'll just lower it down. So let me know if you guys have any plans this weekend. You already know my plan. Watch an 80s movie tonight. So let me know what you guys have planned. Okay, come on, there we go. Fill up the space a little bit more. And we have this pedestrian connection right here, which we can then connect up to this path here, which we could then bring. I guess we could end the pavement right at that point, which would be nice. But we did talk about getting a ski lift out this way, and I guess I should have done that earlier because we've kind of run out of space. But unless we kind of redo this portion right here, and we could get the ski lift right in this corner here, which would kind of make sense for the dance hall, because maybe that's where you grab your hot chocolate. So yeah, let's just redo this little portion right here. Nothing too crazy though. And what we'll do is we'll grab our... oh gosh, I guess we're gonna need a pedestrian zone. Unless we want to just drag out another one of these roads from this point here. Yeah, we might have to do it this way. Okay, so we'll do that. And I guess if we're doing that, this pathway is going to need to curve this way instead, because we'll get it to meet up with the ski slope, or the ski lift, the chairlift. And we need an end of line cable stop. So let's just click that in, and we'll grab it like this. Awesome. So let's set it at the same height as this. Okay, very good. And I think what we'll do is we'll take out the pavement on a lot of this building. We'll try and blend it in with the terrain a little bit. We'll use the dirt, I guess. But I don't necessarily want the dirt everywhere. It's a fine art, the surface painter is. We're gonna need it up to there because there's a bit of a light right there. So, all right, this is a bit better. Okay, so we have that chairlift now, and there shouldn't be parking on this industrial road, which is nice. But we definitely need to continue or connect up the path over here now. So did we squeeze it right through here? Yeah. Okay, very good. Didn't really lose too much time there. And this should have connected, even though it might not show it. Okay, so if we have this over here, we're gonna need like a bit of a ticket booth to make sure that people can get out this way. Oh, I did not mean to click that in. What even is that? Okay, very funny. All right, so let's find a good little prop here. That's not the prop. Oh, that is a good building though. Pretty sure there's a great little ticket booth prop. Yeah, right here. Okay, and then we need our beaver tail stand, which we can find over here. And funny, so I mentioned beaver tails in the last video, and I got a couple comments talking about beaver tails, and it is just the most awesome dessert of all time, or just snack in general. But most Canadian touristy places have a beaver tail stand, which is awesome. So if you're ever in Canada and you see a sign that says beaver tails, it is not actual beaver's tails. It is a pastry, and it is incredible. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. We didn't really add this ticket booth in the other ski slopes, but maybe we should. Yeah. Yeah, this looks awesome. We'll go all the way out over to here too. This one was very simple. We placed down at the last minute. And this one over here, right by the Sparkling Rainbow Unicorn Park. All right, so we have this over here. We need to find a cool spot to bring up the next portion of the ski lift. And basically, I think it should be all the way out near this historical building. So what we'll do is we'll grab a pedestrian path. And what time is it? We've been going for an hour? Okay, we got about an hour left. So we'll use the cobblestone path. And we'll go about here. Or to about here. That is not the cobblestone path. There we go. And we'll grab the end of line stop right here. And what we'll do is we'll just put it right at the end of the stop. And this gives us a bit of space to play with. So we're going to need a pedestrian zone, though. And we can grab the same pedestrian zone. Oh, look at this. See, I thought that the deliver everything would work. Uh-oh. So we took that out at the beginning of the episode. It was a road connecting this one and this one. So this Castle Mountain here, deliver everything. So that should work. No? I'm not the biggest... I don't really necessarily know the trick with the pedestrian paths. So, if you know how to fix this, let me know. Because otherwise we can just run the road. It's fine. I'll just put it back at the end of the episode. But I thought that deliver everything would work.
Listen closely.
So, yeah. Oh well. We can sort that out next or later. But we do need the pedestrian zone over here. So we can figure that out. Okay, so I'm just gonna read the chat here. Well, we'll just zoom in like this. Get a cool view of the city. And some epic music in Cities Radio. Holy cow. So to catch up on the chat, BJ46 says, will you have a Saskatchewan theme miniseries using the tornado scenario? You know, it'd be fun to do the tornado scenario. I've never done that. But at the moment, I'm not looking for anything new. But that's a really good idea. This is epic music. Oh my gosh. This is the music that's playing during the final ski battle in the 80s movie. So, No Mercy says, yeah, when people walk into that hall, so we're talking about the dance hall, they'll go blind because of all the disco balls. Heck yeah. And reflective suits. Good point. Reflective and very colorful ski suits. No Mercy says this. They kind of have this kind of grand film palace architecture. Yeah, that is a good point. And the ticket booth makes it feel even more like a movie theater. That is funny. No Mercy also says that the historical site that we're looking at right now reminds them of the architectural, or this not the architecture, the archaeological excavation from the Skylines 6 Season 1. Yeah, that was a fun build. There was just so many unique little historical areas that it looked like something that would be really cool to kind of add in. And Shake's here. Hello, Shake. Hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday. What are you up to today, and what are you up to this weekend? So No Mercy also said about the deliver everything situation. The deliver everything does teleport commercial goods. We still need police, etc., that can reach the place. The tiny stations from the seaside resort. Oh, you know what? I bet we could make that work too. So we need police and healthcare. Is that it? Police and death care. So if we add in the police, it's really small. We also have this guy here, the police box. But I think the theme of this one was actually like a old historical place, because we had this old building over here. So we could throw this guy down and it would totally kind of fit the theme. But we still need death care. So let's just smooth out the terrain a little bit. You know what? This music is so epic. It reminds me of I'm replaying the Elder Scrolls Skyrim right now, and it reminds me of like music when you're fighting a dragon. Yeah, this really does. This is some Skyrim music that somehow made it into City Skylines. Okay, so let's throw in this little teeny police station over here. This is also some awesome music. And No Mercy says, do you have police helicopters in the city? Maybe that would cover it too. Ooh, you know, I don't think we actually do. But we would still need to fix the death care issue, right? So, I mean, I don't really mind fitting this guy in here, but we could also add the police helicopters in pretty simply, which is we could just throw the high capacity police helicopter depot down, and we could throw it over by our other helicopters. Yeah, this will work. And then what we'll do is we'll just grab this node, throw it at the same height as that building. And we should be good here. We'll just smooth out the terrain. Around the building. Oh yeah, look at those police copters go. Okay, we're gonna need a few buildings on this road then to kind of cover the continuity. So we'll just throw in a couple houses here to fill out the space a little bit. Wouldn't be the best place to live. But I mean, there is a wine and liquor store right here. So that's fun for a Saturday night. And okay, so yes, I'm just waiting. I'm thinking. There are no hearse copters, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a good point. So we'll need to figure out something with the death care situation. So maybe if that works for police, we could swap this out with some sort of death care building, which we have right here. Yeah, I don't really have anything that's too tiny. This doesn't really necessarily work. This building could work in theory. If we take this out, we could say that this is just some sort of building with the ski resort. You know, maybe it's like I don't know. What could this building be that's not a cryopreservatory up on this mountain here? What do you all think? Let me know, because we definitely need to run a theme for this building here, because it doesn't necessarily fit, but I could definitely see something working with this. Okay, so we'll go over here and we'll do something similar, but we could also technically run the cemetery nearby, and it could be just a part of this old, like, maybe monastery or something like that that's up this way. Yeah, that could actually work as a theme. We'll try and make it the same size as this, and it'll actually kind of hide itself pretty nicely then if we do that. Okay, but we're gonna need a bit of a road, so we could roll with the... Oh man, this is some epic music as well. Holy cow. Wow, Cities Radio really pumping out the epic tunes. But well, let's run a dirt road. That's what I'm saying. From this point here, and we'll just connect it up with, make sure we have node snapping on. Okay, so this music is playing when the antagonist is making like the protagonist, gotta straighten out my characters here. The protagonist is making like an epic jump or something, and it's like winning him the ski battle. And they're flying through the air, doing a 360 hook scoop, something other fun ski words insert here. And I don't know any ski terms. And they're flying through the air, and they're just about to make the landing. This is the kind of music that's being played. All right, connect this up. And then we can just run this right alongside into here. Because in the summer, I guess people will come out this way to visit the ruins and stuff and go hiking out this way. So I think it'd be cool to kind of run some pedestrian paths through here. All right, we're gonna need to adjust those ones. So let's take buildings off. And we just need to pull this one over and this one. Yeah, this is epic. Like, my gosh. Cities Radio really, I really did not think that this was the kind of music out of Cities Radio. All right, let's grab a couple of these ruined houses. And we'll throw them out over here. And okay, so I just peeked over the chat. I'm gonna change the music here because it's too epic that I can't focus. There we go. Looking at the chat really briefly, just peeked over there, and I saw Raid said, "Imagine being buried up there." I honestly don't want to be imagine being buried up there. That sounds pretty scary. That's too funny. So, ooh. All right, so yeah, this could be like an open air museum in a way, maybe like a early settlement or something over here, an early attempt at a town up on the mountain here, or maybe it's an old. No, it's got to be like an old monastery or something like that because of the church here that we're influencing, and then we have this old cemetery here as well, which I think we need to grab this node and pull it back a little bit. There we go. But yeah, that's a bit better. But yeah, the crypto conservatory looks a little bit too modern to fit in here, but at least it'll keep the area good, I guess. But great tip on the helicopters, No Mercy. That's a great point. And an old mining settlement. Oh, that's a really good one. Yeah, I think if maybe we can try to lean into that a little bit. So it's an old mining settlement, and a lot of these old settlements have like churches and stuff associated with them, right? So that kind of lines up. Okay, so maybe there's like one asset we could use if we kind of perhaps grab this tool here, and let's shrink it down a little bit. And we'll grab this height here, and we'll just start kind of flattening it out. See if we can show that maybe it's been dug out a little bit right here. So there was, so this series is set in British Columbia, Canada, and there was a gold rush that kind of ran through the area. The same time of the Yukon Gold Rush, which is shortly after the California Gold Rush. So perhaps this is associated with something like that. That would be an interesting theme to kind of add into the area. And hey, maybe there's like a part of the 80s movie where they go into the mine or something like that, because the protagonist needs to retrieve the amulet of super snowboard tricks or something. And that was in the mountain or something. Or maybe that's just something like, maybe Skyrim is influencing me too much. The epic music was influencing me to think about some amulet in the mountains. Go into the mine and investigate where the ghost is. Oh, the ghost of 360 tricks past. So let's go with this here, because we can go into tunnel mode. And is that how that works? Yeah. And then maybe this kind of looks like an old entrance into a mine. Okay, there we go. I'm going to grab this. That actually looks pretty good. And okay, so if we run a dirt path. Okay, oh, we need to go to ground level. This is a build that's very much on the fly here. This is a great idea, great theme. So I guess this kind of would lean into the idea of why people want to... Oh. No. What the heck? I guess this would play into the tourist theme of hikes and stuff too, like why people would want to visit this area. It's pretty unique. Okay, something's happening here. I'm just gonna redo it. Okay, so we got this. We're on straight road here. Let's go this, and then we'll go into tunnel from this point. There we go. And we just need to pull it back to make it look a little bit more like it's an entrance into a mine, like that. Perfect. And then we just need to click this and bring it close enough, but I don't want it to connect. There we go. Okay, that looks epic. So let's grab a few mining things. I don't necessarily think there's anything that we could grab from this area here that would really work, because if this is like a really old one, like a really ancient mine, wouldn't really work with that kind of thing. But I'm gonna read the chat here because I see that there's some really cool ideas, and I'll also grab some water at this point, where we still have about half an hour, 45 minutes. Okay, so Joy says, really looking really nice, Steven, and yeah, the music is epic. Thank you very much. Glad to hear that you think so. And No Mercy says, that also explains why they need such a huge cemetery, to be honest. Mining is a dangerous business. That is a good point. Especially if we're leaning into like the ancient mine kind of thing. There was a ton of things, and like very dangerous, especially with the introduction of like nitroglycerin mining stuff. And there's a very unfortunate history with the mining on the West Coast as well, with people who used to go in there as for very cheap labor as well, and they do very dangerous things with explosives and whatnot. So that would line up. So I agree with that, No Mercy. And then it also kind of leans into the reason why this would be a tourist attraction, because people would come up here to this ghost town, which we talked about earlier. So there we go. Look at this. We're connecting all these dots. And people come and visit. And then, of course, I'm sure people would try and get into the mine as well. Maybe there's a tour. Shake says, I think you're having fun with this, Steven. Yeah, I'm having a ton of fun. This is good. Raid says, go into the mine, investigate where the ghost is. Yeah, the ghost with the secret snowboarding amulet. And Raid also says put some barricades up too. That's a really good idea. Some rail tracks. Ooh, and a watchtower. That's really cool. Okay, this is great. And Raid also says it's actually the old snowboarding pro who's trying to stop new snowboarders from coming up to from competing to usurp him. That's the twist, just like Scooby-Doo, like you mentioned. That's too funny. That's great. And okay, so let's dive in. Rails, and we're gonna need some sort of something connecting up with the rails here. And let's see, maybe if we just grab the single rail track. Let's see, why are we in this mode here? There we go. That's the double, right? Yeah, so we're gonna need a single. But this, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Okay. Unless we can make this go underground, that'd be cool. Okay, so what if we something like this? So we grab this here, connect it up so that we remove that icon, and then from here what we do is we go underground. Whoops. Okay, grab this underground. Okay, very good. And then what I'll do here is I'll just connect up while we're underground. and I'll just do like a really quick loop, and that way the icon will disappear. That's too funny. Okay, well, we need to fix that, I guess. That's hilarious. There we go. Okay, so there's going to be 2 entrances to this mine. Oh, no, we lost this one again. That's okay. I think that one's the easier one to do. We need to fix how this looks. So we'll go underground here, and I'll just drag this out a little bit. And we just need to grab all these nodes, set them to the same height. And actually, they need to go a lot lower. All right, that looks pretty good. And then what we can do is we can run the path like right beside it. And then we'll have the pavement path. So we need to go to ground level first, click home, and then we click it in on the ground first, and then we go tunnel. And then what I'll do is I'll just continue it further so that we have a bit more structure to the tunnel. Uh-oh. Never mind. Okay, so we'll just leave it at that then. And then we'll just, oh gosh, lost it. Unless I can get this to work. Doing lots of shenaniganery here.
Lights, camera, movie. There's nothing like watching.
Oh, hey, it's an ad for our movie.
Another place or time, and there's no better place to watch than Drome Cinema. And no better time than the time it takes you to get from where you are to where we are.
Okay.
So break box office records of fun.
This is kind of thing that I would definitely normally do in a speed through here. So I'm trying to focus, but I also got to remember that I got to chat to you all. So let's just move these guys over here because we can drag these far-ish over, and it doesn't really matter what they look like. So. Because it's all underground. But if we can move this out of the way, and then now what we can do is we can get a cleaner situation here, because the trains were kind of poking through. I don't know if you noticed that. Oops. Like the tops of the train tracks where it was poking through. But we need to click in, and then we go into tunnel mode. Tunnel mode. There we go. And then if I stay in tunnel mode, it looks like it wants to hop us back up there, which I don't love that at all. I'd rather it just kind of, yeah, that's annoying. But I guess it doesn't understand what we're doing, because I don't think Colossal Order designed the game. Oh, come on. My goodness. I don't think Colossal Order designed the game to make secret mining tunnels, but I guess we don't necessarily need that 100% because we have that. I mean, that shows enough of what we're doing, I guess. But let's add in a few elements here to make it look like a mining settlement. So one thing that we can do is add a few rocks down at the bottom here, because they would have thrown out all the rocks that they didn't need and stuff at the bottom of this little hill. There's a really cool YouTube channel, if you're interested in this kind of thing, called Ghost Town Living. And it's this guy named Brent, and he bought a ghost town with some investors. And basically, they're taking this old ghost town on the edge of Death Valley in California, on the California side of Death Valley. And they're making it into like a big tourist attraction, but the town is not like ready to be a tourist attraction. So he's been living in this ghost town since like 2020 by himself. And he has some visitors and stuff. It's very cool. Highly recommend. He goes into the mines too and explores. And a very unique history of mining in the Death Valley area of California too, which is really, really neat. And Nomurasi says, aren't there concrete piles? Yes, there are. Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Kind of throwing it right in between here too. And as I'm doing this, I'm just going to read the chat here, folks. Oh, the barricades. Yes, thank you, Raid, for that comment earlier. Okay, the barricades that's a really good idea. Okay, and No Mercy says, unfortunately, lots of child labor, yes. Especially getting into the smaller places and stuff. That was a very unfortunate part of the expansion in the west of North America. Yeah, the concrete piles are working pretty good, and then the concrete details as well, especially like right up into here. Yeah, that really shows that, like, you know, these rail tracks aren't used anymore at all. Okay. And then anything else that could really work? I think there's a cool prop that we could use for the barricade. But I gotta find it. So that would be in prop. And I could use find it, funny enough. But I think it would be cool. I think it's like, yeah, right here. Ta-da. That's so elevated, that's funny. I think I can grab it though. If we just go props only. There we go. Now people can't get in, even though people do, because that's not stopping anyone. Okay, and then I wanted to grab a few more of these abandoned things. So if we go to here, we get some abandoned trucks, which could be cool. And we'll get a couple of these abandoned cars. Just one. And then if we go out of props, we have the factory, which could be up here, but I don't think the factory would necessarily be up this way. But we got some abandoned houses, which could add a bit of a theme to the area. So if we do something like this could be like the foreman's office or something. And we're gonna need to level out the terrain as well. Okay, so we'll just grab this height. Whoops, oopsies. And then we'll smooth it out. Okay, very good. And I really like the concrete a lot. The props, there we go. This in particular. Yeah, that's really cool. And then we'll grab a couple more of these little rocks. Okay, because we got to get back into the skiing here, because we're running out of time. We're running out of time. But very cool. Okay, so that really works, and really tells a story up on this mountain here. All right. Anything else that you want me to throw in here, or if you think, let me know right away, because we're running out of time. We're running out of time. But we have this area here, and we're going to need a bit of a rest stop for these folks. So let's go to ground level here so we can actually see what we're doing. And, okay. So, oh my gosh, I forgot we had these old rail things from way down in the city. Caulfield's Coal. Epic. Okay, that's awesome. I'll show you where I used them. Way down over here in the original part of the city, we have loading everything in. We have a rail museum over here where we have, or we had some locomotives here. They have disappeared apparently. I definitely put them in, so there must have been an issue there sometime. But we had like a rail museum over there, and we have one over here, but that's part of the asset. Yeah. Okay, well, that's okay. I'll throw them in off camera. But yeah, this is looking really cool up here. The old mine. All right, but we need like just a quick little something simple, you know. And I think I'm gonna go with let's go with these ones here. I think they kind of match the style a little bit more of these buildings. So we'll go with the restroom, and then we'll go with one of these cafes. This one's a bit newer because maybe people realized about the popularity of this area year round, and so they brought in a cafe. All right. So let's just detail this area up a little bit more, just to clean things up slightly. And we'll throw in some picnic tables as well. But let's use the nature reserve picnic tables because they are larger and they look a bit more like the kind of picnic tables I'm thinking about. Okay, I'm just gonna take a sip of water, losing my voice a little bit. I find it I am, at least. All right. So right here is where this people skiing will go to go skiing. This is where they will kind of embark, sorry. So we'll do that, and then what I'll do is I'll just find where the hill is, so it's not that far away, and we'll just kind of show that that's the direction they go. All right, very good. And we got death care. Yeah, we're all good here. Okay. And now we need to fill up the area with trees, because I learned this tip from Fly, watching one of Fly's videos, who also just made a skiing video today. So very funny about that. A fun skiing theme in the Skylines 6 lately. And okay, so we'll fill up this area with trees as best we can. And then what we'll do is we'll remove the trees to kind of show where the ski slopes are. Awesome. Okay, so we'll go with a bit of a smaller size here, but we'll turn up the strength to maximum. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of follow this little slope here down, and we'll just clear out a small path with the trees. And we're gonna go in this direction, actually. Because we need to get to an area over here where we have a bit of a landing for the people at the resort. We'll add in more trees later. But then we also need to go over here because there are people that would be skiing that park over on these sides. So that should be good. We're just going to up the size a little bit and turn down the strength a lot. And then what we can do is we can re-add in these trees here. Okay, so we still need to add a bit of like a little bit of a landing there for people. And yeah, so we have that one ski slope down there, which is a bit steep. So let's add in another one. So that would be turning the size down again and turning the strength up. And what we'll do is we'll go this way. Which will also kind of follow where this path is going to go up to the hill. Okay, this is working out pretty good. I really like this trick of just kind of using the trees to show where the hills are, or the ski slopes. It's really cool. So props to Fly for showing this. I'm not sure who the first person was, but Fly was the first person who I saw do this. So that's why I'm crediting Fly with Flyvox with this for me. A little inspiration here for these ski slopes. All right. Very cool, very cool. A couple secret little paths here too. Okay, so we'll turn the size up a little bit, turn the strength down a lot, and we'll fill in kind of where these little pockets are with trees, just to kind of really add in where things are. Okay, this is looking really good, folks. All right, so I guess we need the connection for the ramp here, or the cable car. Oh my goodness, my brain is a little fried, apparently. Okay, so we'll grab this here, and basically, I want to go straight up the hill. So we'll go to about this point here, and then we'll just go connect up straight from there. Ooh, don't like that actually. That took up the whole ski slope. Okay, so we'll go to about here. We'll go right along the edge of the trees. Okay, very good. That's a lot better. And I think we could get this a bit cleaner too. All right. Yeah, that looks great. And then we need to connect up our paths. So I think we're using the nature reserve path with decorations over here, but we definitely are going to drop the decorations at least. We can probably keep the nature reserve path. Oh, I just remembered. No Mercy said that we needed a little watchtower here. Must be inside of a park. Okay. Or roadside. But we have a park area, so we can throw this in here. And, oops. I should have done this. Okay, there we go. And then now we can throw in a couple cool assets over here too, like the little watchtower. All right. So let's grab the nature reserve path without decorations, and we're going to run that from about here. And what we'll do is we'll kind of go up to about this way, and then we'll swing up across the slope here to this pedestrian path right there. And then what we'll do is on this side, we'll just kind of follow the trees. And actually, we're going to cut through the trees. I think that'd be cool. And then go this way. Awesome. Yeah, that looks great. Cool little hiking trail up there. And then from this point here, we'll get another little hiking trail. Let's turn node snapping off. Yeah, right there. Okay, perfect. Turn it back on before I forget. And then we will run a path out over here to this spot right out this way. And then out over here, we need a park zone. So forgot about that. And oh, hey, Fly, welcome back. It is a fun coincidence that we were doing ski things at the same time. We did not plan that. And Thunder did like a mountain lodge too, which is kind of the same theme really recently as well, which was kind of fun. All right. So, oh wait, Juniper Bluffs. Yeah, that's what we call this area, right? Okay, so it's all the way up here apparently. The name. So let's now take our awesome lookout building, and then we can plop this down like right here. I think would be the best bet for that. And then we'll run this right here all the way to it. Yeah, this is going to work out great, mainly because we have some supports for the lookout right here, which is kind of fun. All right, there we go. Quite the lookout for in the city. And we have this ugly intersection that definitely needs to be changed as soon as we build out that way. But yeah, quite the view from up here on the Juniper Bluffs. Yeah, I love it. We haven't done too much with the edge of the city, so that is a priority as well. But yeah. let's get another little lookout point too. That'd be cool. So that is still in the nature reserve section, and we'll go with this one again, and we'll go over in this direction instead. Something like that. Okay, and then we'll just run the path. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, and this way we can watch the traffic from the roundabout. Yeah, okay. Very cool. Got a couple little lookout points, and then maybe we get another one over here. 3-pronged lookout points. Okay, and right about there. Let's get this one, though. It's a bit longer. Must be inside the park zone. There we go. Now it is. All right, just like that. And then we will connect it up. Let's connect it up over here, though. All right, very cool. So, with that in mind, I think maybe we could add in... you know what? I think we're probably good. We'll just add in a couple little picnic tables and stuff around the edge, because people would have made these huge hikes out this way, and, you know, it's always nice to have a little bit of a rest stop. And then over here, maybe a couple more on the inside of the mountain here, because we're getting a bit close to the cliff's edge if we get any closer, so don't like that. And then we, of course, need some road signs, or some signs. Some signage, at least. There we go. And, all right, I'm just going to catch up on the chat really quickly while we look at the skyline from over here. All right. So, oh, of course an ad happens right then. Oh, my goodness. Let's go to jazz, or maybe 90s tunes. Yeah, 90s tunes. Close enough to the 80s, I guess. Okay, so No Mercy says, I remember Fly did something for the ski, like, did some ski slopes back in the holiday live. Yeah, that's when Fly did it for the first time, and that'd be really, really cool. Or that was really, really cool. So I definitely wanted to do that in my city. And so in the video, in my most recent video, before the live stream, I talked about how Fly's video in the holiday live stream definitely influenced me here to do one in my city. And yeah, we didn't plan that at all. But No Mercy said, Skylines 6 movie edition confirmed. And Fly says maybe a podcast about movies. That'd be cool. Eyes emojis indeed. But, all right. So, this looks pretty good. I like what we did out this way. And I think we're pretty set over here. We have our death care. We have our mining, our historical mining zone over here too. Which I really, really like. I like how this looks. Definitely cool. And then we have a couple spots over here to hike out to. Tons of hiking trails through the mountains. And I definitely think that this looks like a huge skiing area. But it is 10 minutes out from the 2-hour mark, so I don't have too much time left, but we definitely need to create a bit of a landing here for skiers to come out this way and stop and join in the fun of the Mountain Lodge Resort, which has a pretty strong popularity rating, but not any shopping or anything like that, which kind of makes sense. Okay, so what am I doing? I guess we just need a little path here. Nothing too crazy. And we'll just kind of bring it out to about here. Where maybe we can have like a couple, like a hut of some sort. Which will kind of show like maybe like the ski marshal is out that way. So we would need a nature reserve area out this way. Yeah, so if we have like a little hut out this way, they're watching for skiers. Maybe that's where the ski patrol people are, the people who, you know, make sure, like the, what are they called? The emergency health care people who ski down the hills slowly, just in case people fall and stuff. Maybe that's where they're based and stuff. So that would make sense. But we can also get a couple, a few other things out this way too. Maybe not. Maybe this is it. And we just kind of detail up a little bit. Yeah, I think this is good. We'll just throw in some trees. All right. Looking pretty solid. Ooh, we need to level out the terrain here, right around the ski lift. So that would be over here. There we go. Okay. Much nicer. I really enjoy this, folks. All right. So, traffic is smoothing out a little bit better from when we started. How's this looking over here? Pretty good. Oh, there's a light here. How did I not notice that before? All right. But yeah, otherwise it actually is smoothing up pretty good, because that was definitely clogging up the traffic. Holy cow. Yeah, all right. So I want to add in a few more things over here, but we'll see how that all works out. I don't think anyone should be turning right here. I think this should only be a left. But wow, it is really backing up now. Maybe the light was what we needed. Yeah, because I guess they can't go. I put a yield sign there, so that would make sense. Maybe I just take the yield sign off, and we'll see what happens. Wait, I guess I think what I did here is made it so originally I made it so that it looked like these guys only went there and then these guys only went here, so that way it was really smooth. Yeah, a bit of an accident apparently over there. Very funny, very funny. That's okay. Yeah, let's add in a few other elements out this way. This little intersection here is kind of telling me that we need something, and I was thinking that, like, we already have a motel out this way, but I was thinking that it would just kind of, it's too good of a spot to not kind of add in a bit more of something, you know? So we can add in just like a basic little road here. We'll go with our guidelines. And I will create a level crossing there in case we want to go out that way in the future. But yeah, I was thinking like we could get a couple buildings out this way. We don't necessarily need the motel, but I'll take a quick little look around here while I read the chat. And we'll definitely add in some things. JMWZ says, okay, but the movie edition needs a town center like Back to the Future. Are there DeLoreans in the workshop? I bet there are DeLoreans in the workshop. And I gotta say, Back to the Future is my favorite, is one of my favorite movies. It was my sick movie growing up. So anytime I was sick, I would watch that movie. But this area does look really good for a motel, doesn't it? That does look really good. Maybe on the other side, though.
Y'all are keeping it tuned right here.
Ah,
Just like we talked
ads.
about. That's good.
Okay, yeah, that looks really nice. I actually really enjoy that. But I want to get a couple more things out this way. But let's take a quick look around. That was the we actually have some other motels we could use, but yeah, we just used that motel somewhere else. So we'll take this one out, and we'll use this one over here, which fits a bit nicer. All right, and then I guess we don't need more parking if we have that. But we just used the diner as well, so we'll skip that one. These are all the props, aren't they? Yeah, okay, so maybe we go into unique buildings and we'll see if there's anything that could kind of fit a theme. Oh, you know what? A cool little restaurant here would be good with a big parking lot. Pull this back a little bit more. Yeah, that looks great. And we'll just throw a fence around it. Let's turn off our guidelines. Yeah, because just like, you know, you'd think there would be a couple things over here. And maybe we can just add in a smaller commercial building. And we'll do the same thing here. All right, this should work out. Let's find a couple of these buildings actually for ourselves. So we'll just delete all of this, and we need a 3x3, I think. And oh, a gas station could actually work. It's not necessarily on the corner though, but I'm sure that kind of works out. And then we need a 4x3, which we can get another gas station, a competing gas station. Don't love that building actually. Let's take that out, and we'll just find another small one. Something's really simple. Yeah, that works. We'll make them both historical, so we don't need to worry about that. And then let's throw in maybe a little path right here. And this one will kind of swing down here and connect up over there. And the rest will kind of fill in with some trees, just to kind of really fill out the little space here. Nothing too fancy though. This isn't the nicest area. It's just a little rest stop. Yeah. Okay. And then with that, I think we have that kind of centralized zone here. Oh, we're just gonna check the chat here. And JMWZ says the current setup, the motel is quite hard to reach. Yeah, I think we're gonna need to swap a couple things around, to be honest. And Fly's gotta go, so have a good one, Fly. Thanks for hanging out. Much appreciated. And okay, so yeah, there's no way that people really can get to this area. So I think we're gonna need to switch up this. And I know there's some lane maths here happening, but maybe a light is actually the way to go. Maybe we can add a slip lane still. So we'll go with this here. We'll upgrade to here and here. And flip this around. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll actually just grab the nodes for this, and we'll swing it over so we get a bit more of a 90-degree angle here on the turn. Okay. And then with this, let's go into node controller. And we're just going to trash whatever I had before, and then we just need to square it out. And we'll open up this side a little bit. Okay, so right now it's it should be a light technically. So if we do a light here, we need to have dedicated turning lanes, which I don't necessarily think we need on this one, but we could have it. And then what we do is we have a slip lane here. So let's grab a 1 unit road, 1 unit one way road, no parking, and we'll throw in our guidelines really quickly with a straight connection. And then from this node here, let's just go to this node. Okay, and then that gives us a node here, which we don't necessarily need, but I don't mind keeping it. We'll open it up a little bit, square it open, clean it up a little bit. There we go, that's good. And then what we need to do is remove the crosswalks, because definitely don't need crosswalks here. But I guess technically we do on one side, so we need node controller still. Node controller. I'm gonna bring this one here up like that, and then we'll go to TMBE. We'll grab this one, take off this, make sure traffic can go through all ways, and we will then need this here. This one goes here. We'll put it on a yield. But yeah, we'll put it on a yield. That's fine. Technically, we could add like an extra slip lane for just this, but that's okay. Okay, so we do this, yield, and now we need to go to here, and no right. This is just straight. And there we go. And then now we can have a dedicated left. This might cause a bit of traffic here, but I think the flow is going to be a lot nicer. I glitched everyone out. There we go. So maybe what we do... Oh, I didn't realize that we still needed to remove a bunch of crosswalks here, because we definitely shouldn't have crosswalks over here. But this one here we need to solve as well, because there shouldn't be a left. This should just be straight through. We don't necessarily need a left here. So this one can be a straight and a left. Whoops. Because not necessarily people are going to turn this way, because there's not really a need. But yeah, this should flow a little bit nicer. In reality, this would totally just be concrete, so let's see if we can get that to kind of flow nicely. But it's always tricky with these one-way roads. One-lane roads, sorry. Close enough. But that's flowing a lot nicer. Let's see what you all think in the chat. Sommelier says, hello, Sommelier. Hope you're doing well today. Happy Saturday. What do you got going on this weekend? We're just about to finish up here in a few minutes. And then JMWC says maybe you should allow pedestrian crossings at the minor junction, remove them from the main junction. So that would be like take off the crossings, put them on here, and then remove them here. Or on this one. I think this is probably the way that it would likely happen in Canada with this major intersection here, because it's a very car-centric mentality, right? And this is a Canadian themed city. Yeah, I don't know. Take off the crosswalks here, make cars go through. yeah, we're backing up a lot over here. So maybe a light isn't the best bet, but this does technically work. So perhaps a roundabout is the way of this road junction. Because we solved the issue for the traffic coming off of this way, but the traffic coming over here is just real bad. Unless what we do is we put the left somewhere else. Like if we can get them to kind of go underneath the road or something like that, and we re-merge on the other side like a highway intersection. But then that's just way too unrealistic. I would imagine a roundabout would be more realistic of a solution. So where would that roundabout go? Well, so we have a tough, a time traffic light. Yeah, a time traffic light could definitely work. But look at the traffic though. I don't love doing the double roundabouts, but because what if we were to just take a road here and bring it down into this road, so then it merges again, but that's just recreating the problem. Okay. I think a roundabout's going to be the solution here. And it would probably be on this side of the road because of the existing buildings. So we're going to have to turn the road into here, build the roundabout in this little section. And yeah, this is going to create a bit of a unique little situation here. Okay. We'll finish off this and then we'll call it. So let's flatten out the terrain. That's going to be the first step. And it's just going to be a small roundabout, really quickly done. All right. And so let's grab our roads. And we'll go with a rural road really quickly. And we want it lined up with this. But right about here. That's a really good point. No Mercy is connecting up the road over here. We could have split the traffic if we brought in that road, kept it the way it was, and then continued a road out over here into this little pocket. Darn, that is probably the solution. Well, let's make a decision here, Steven. I'm gonna try that one because I liked the road that we made, but unfortunately I'm going to need to redo it all. So yeah. Connect up there like that. And then we need this one here. I'm going to go as fast as I can. We lost the fence, that's okay. We need this one now, and we just need a nice simple curve from here to here. Okay, and then what we need is we need that one-way road from this node to this node. All right, and then we just need to clean it up really quickly. And okay, and then this one here. So we'll just take off the crosswalks. That's gonna be the first step again. Make sure that the traffic can flow through. We'll leave that crosswalk. And we need to make sure that this one here is a dedicated right. Although it doesn't necessarily matter, but we'll do it that way. And then this one is a straight and a left, no right. And that one's just a dedicated left. And then this one here, we take off the left. And then over here, we don't need a left-hand turn because there shouldn't be any cars turning that way. And then this one here, we can just go with a dedicated left. And then this one's a straight and a right. Okay. And then we need to get to this node here. which will go to node controller, and we'll just slope it because we are in a slope. And it's pretty clean already, so we just need to take off the crosswalks, which is easy to do with TMPE. Take off these guys here. Okay, so we need the yield on this side. All right, and we just need the lane connector right here to show that this is the only way it's going. Everything else is fine. And okay, so that is definitely the solution for that little road that we created. It's redone what we did. And we need to then create a spot for these cars to go over here without crossing traffic. I guess we don't necessarily need, they can cross traffic technically. So what if we were to grab this road here and go in this direction? And then we just need to connect up. Which I didn't make this, I didn't necessarily create this roundabout to, sorry, handle the fourth point, but we can just easily move this around and clean up the, clean it up a little bit. Okay, now this is going to be a faster road too, so people will definitely take it, which is good. Okay, and then we need dedicated turning lanes on this roundabout. All right, and we don't love the slope going into a roundabout, so let's make sure that it's at the same height. And then this one too is pretty close, at least, to the same height. And then what we'll do is we'll just slope it with network multi-tool from this point here all the way to about here. Okay, and then from this one, we'll slope it right into this one. Should clean up that a little bit. Very good, and then we'll just take out the bump with these two. Okay, very good. Working out great. Now, we can add in some extra lanes here. So I think a really good option would be a 3-in-1 asymmetrical road, which would be a 4-lane road. There it is. Because if we upgrade this, this way we have a dedicated left. And I guess if you're coming from this direction, you don't need to get onto this road. So if you're turning right here, we don't need to necessarily get them to go in that direction. So yeah, we're good there. But let's go into node controller first, because that's the first thing we do with a brand new node. And we'll line up these two. Very good. We'll open up the road there like that. And we don't necessarily need a crosswalk, but we'll leave it because it'll show that cars will stop here. Because I think a light would actually be beneficial. Yeah, because there's no way we're going to allow cars to turn left here. So maybe we just... Yeah, maybe we just take off the crosswalk anyways. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll have these lane connectors here to show that this one goes here, this one goes here, and then these two merge together. Which perhaps an extra slip lane would be nice on the other side, right? So that we have these two merging together. Yep, that would be better if we're kind of optimizing the road here. So we would need this one. So scratch what we just did. And we're gonna need that, whoops, we're gonna need a 4-lane road pretty much for the entire way then, which is fine. And we can bring this 4-lane road, which would slow it down like we talked about at the beginning of the episode. And we'll bring this 4-lane road all the way to here. Yeah, I think that's a fine ending point for the road. We should probably upgrade this road here, but I don't really want to mess with everything we did today. Maybe. Yeah, let's do it. Let's grab this road here, and we'll just do this. Yeah, that's a bit better for continuity of this road. And this one's a light. Don't necessarily need that to be a light. And we've definitely run out of time, so I'm just trying to do this as fast as I can. We'll leave the crosswalk there. That's awesome. 4-lane road's a bit slower too, so we'll handle more traffic on this side, which is good. And then we get to this point here, we need to go into node controller. And we need this node to line up with this one. There we go. We'll open it up. And then we'll take off the crosswalks. So, you know, we could detail the roads to show where things go, but I'll just do this one really quickly. So we grab this one, hold shift. Yeah, there we go. Oh, actually, this road has parking on it, doesn't it? Oh, gosh. My goodness. No, we need the no parking one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, but you saw what I did there. I'll do that off camera to clean it up. And then right here, too, we don't need a light. And we need this one, like we talked about. So now traffic will flow real smooth through here. The only thing is people need to wait there to turn left. So, yeah. We'll see how this goes. We'll throw it to 3-speed really quickly. But yeah, this should work out pretty good. What do you all think? Let's see. Maybe let's bump up the speed limit on this little section here. And then this one's 60. Let's push it up to 80. And I'll push this one up to 100 as well. Okay. And it looks like traffic is slowing down a little bit. But JMWZ says, the old connection to the 4-way intersection could become a vehicle-restricted road, excluding cars and trucks, allowing the rest. Ah, that's a good option. And then Chris says it should run much more smoothly now. I agree. And JMWZ said, to adopt the new route of the roundabout. Yeah, so we could, if I'm reading what you're saying correctly, we could take this and remove trucks, for example, on this one. And then now no trucks will take this road at all. So now it'll be forced to take either of the 2 main routes. And we can start with that. And if things need to go forward in different directions, we can continue with restrictions, but that's a great idea. And we might need an extra lane here. Okay. Yeah, that works out great. I think we're set here, folks. We could even add a slip lane here to connect these two, but that's okay. Tons of traffic though. We're gonna need that extra lane here as well. Okay, well that's all we can do now, folks. We'll deal with the rest of the traffic another day. Let's pump this up to 100. And yeah, so I think we did a really good job today. We cleared out the traffic from here. We added a cool little zone. We did this really awesome motel build as well, which is fantastic. And then we built this 80s movie themed area. So this is where we're going to end the episode, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today on a wonderful Saturday. And I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And I do have a video that I'm hoping to come out next week. Will not be anywhere near where we're building today in the build, but I really appreciate you all hanging out, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day. And of course, an ad pops up right there. So that is too funny.
At Banham
Oh my gosh, another
we
ad.
want you to trust
There we go. So have a wonderful day, folks. I really hope you have a great day. And we will chat soon. Peace out.